Hi, good evening everyone. I'm Professor Ravi Dissanayake, working as a senior faculty member, University of California, and welcome to this module. I think you all are waiting for this, a bit of challenging, but I would say it's rather a challenging one, very interesting, the final module in your future dream of being a qualified accountant. That's about this SL5 integrated case study. If you looked at this one, why I really like to teach and assist you is it's in my one of the hands-on areas throughout the university life, even for professional examinations and even for the foreign programs. I'm teaching this business case study or case study based strategic management. So these things do have kind of unique practices when it comes to understanding a case study and how you organize the case study answer, and more importantly, how you have to think as a solution presenter rather traditional answer writer for an examination. So you all know about the structure. This comes as 20%, 80% of the format, the part A and the part B, where I do directly connect to you in future sessions as well, including few of past paper discussions and the case study, which is going to be pre-seen just 1 month before your examination date. So we are going to guide you, and we are going to give you very constructive approach, advise us how to think as integrated solution maker rather accountant. Why I'm saying that, when you write answers for the case study based question, including your one, we do not expect as examiners, any examiner who is going to mark your paper doesn't expect you to provide answers, but you to give solutions. The answers are different, solutions are different. When it comes to the solution, it is always holistic, integrated, and even it is more connected with the practical realities of a business organization. So therefore, the first advice I want to give you, do not think as a linear think or functional think like a marketer, HR person, accountant when you provide answers for the case study. You must think as a strategist. So you must have what you call bird's eye view for the organization and this problem and the opportunities, and analytical plus of course the other side of approach is you have to think on integrated approach. So that's the key word what you can found in this integrated case study. So SL5, you can see the document over here. The purpose of the case study, why actually this module comes to your professional examination, because we do expect you to not to be an accountant, but more than that, because you can get your potential one day, the C-suite level, the corporate level. So when you try to become a corporate level manager one day, you need to see the big picture of organization. So let me explain how it connects to your module now. Now in this scenario you can find, you all know 20% come for the your assignment, and the rest come for the 80%, the big component come for the integrated case study. Here if you looked at, this is how you must get your mindset ready before you directly deal with the case study in future. You can see how that of the weightage average it has organized for this module. If you looked at the 80% of the case study, see how it has been structured. So if you want to give your 100% focus to get ready for this case study, the writing, the challenge, first looked at how that case story is going to be structured, and then parallelly how examiners are expecting your answers or solutions for that. You can see here 20% corporate finance and risk management. So when you read the case study, this is how you have to think about. You have to be very structural and very rational even. When you read the case study, we will definitely guide you in future sessions as well. You need to pick your thoughts. You need to connect your thoughts within the framework of corporate finance and risk management. Somewhere weightage is 20%. So you can't expect case study to give straight away sentences, this is relevant to the risk management. No. It talks about incidences. It talks about some major events. It talks about some ups and downs of organization. Some facts and figures will be provided as annexures. So you have to understand, okay, this will connect to corporate finance and risk management. So then your mind should connect, your corporate finance and risk management related things to the case story and the relevant content. Same as tax and regulatory environment 10%, corporate governance, ethics and control environment 5%. Now you all have seen, even the last year case studies also do talk about governance, ethics, environment, sustainability. So in future, no doubt, especially you as a future professional accountant, you need to understand it, the environment concern, environment impact, probably the climate change, sustainability responsiveness of the organization, SDG goal, triple bottom line and whatnot. There are a lot of stories. So you can expect these things in your case study, probably to propose good governance, good ethics, even sustainability related solutions for your organization based on your knowledge, corporate governance, ethics and control environment. So this contributes 5% of the weightage. So going forward, we come to a big deal now. What I said was, all the levels you have learned subjects. Some subjects are factual subjects. Some subjects are, encouraging students to think on the management level thinking. And some subjects provide you the skill-based thinking and the practices. But holistically, if you looked at the case studies, major areas, so major notions of a case study directly do connect to strategy development approach. And you need to think your role as a strategist now. So I've been a strategist. When the question being asked, you can check your previous or past year papers and see how the question being placed over there. And we also do conduct the previous exam paper discussion sessions to support you before you jump to this year the case study for sure. You will find how the questions have been organized. These questions have been organized, structured, encouraging you to provide strategic directions for organization. When you write or propose strategy for organization, it's more than accounting perspective. It comes in the flavor of maybe marketing, maybe HR perspective, why not change management, maybe a corporate leadership, and maybe revitalization of a business. So these things you need to focus, especially if you looked at the weightage average like business and functional strategy 20%, corporate strategy 25%. Here itself it goes 45% of weightage, and contemporary issues and accounting and finance another 20%. So you have to give your focus first, how you are going to be assessed. This is the way you are going to be assessed. So then get ready your pre-preparations, your knowledge, your readings, your readiness for the case study based on this 360-degree approach knowledge. Maybe some areas will not be tasty for you, but don't worry about it. Sometimes you might like taxing part, you might like only for the finance accounting part. No. You have to first look at your customer. Your customer is your business case study. And then see how you are being evaluated. You will be evaluated. So then for that you have to have readiness. Okay, we are going to be evaluated like 20%, 25%, 45% within the scope of business strategy and corporate strategy. Get ready for that. So now what we are going to say now today in this session, how to absorb, how to summarize, and how to organize the case story as a kind of formal set of information. Then you can easily and nicely connect with potential questions. If you looked at previous year papers even, any case study starts with introductory content, right? When you read this case study in the introductory content, normally you get how the business was formed, how it is being transformed, maybe 2 or 3 generations, just first generation in maybe 1960s, how it was started as basic startup level company, informalities were there, it's just like a sole trade company. Then after 10 years, it converted into maybe a partnership, and then the new generation, their second generation comes to the business, and they structured organization as a private limited company. New partnerships will come. That is called the introductory story. Business transformation story will be there. So when you read that, maybe 1 page, 2 page of document, when you read it, you need to properly understand how that story connects to the strategy development process as well. For example, how organization structure was transformed. There may be questions about organization structure, culture, leadership, probably internal communication part. So you can find how company has been transformed from informality into the formal organization structure. So when you read a case story, not like average person, you as a professional accountant, you as a potential strategist of a business, you should not just read the case story. You have to understand it. How an average person reads a case story, he will or she will read it and understand, okay, this is how a business being changed. But you as case study, answer writer one day, you need to read it, understand and connect. I use the term called connect. Connect means you have to see that shadow thought. Maybe there's one paragraph for introductory part, right? It was a partnership company. When it transformed or structured into a private limited company, how the directors were appointed, right? So what are the concerns they had getting a new partner involved to the business as a director? So then you can look at how that organization has initiated knowledge transformation. Maybe same family, husband and wife, maybe brothers or sisters, they are well in line with production part or HR part. So they have invited new director with the new investment to the organization, maybe a foreign partner. He or she is a veteran for the business strategy and international business. So now you can see business diversification, that's the term. You will have learned in subject knowledge, business diversification option. Slightly at the introductory part they talked about company has initiated just 5 years before to introduce new, let's see example, new imported product range for their company. Why imported product range they are going to introduce for existing business? Now you have to think as a corporate level person. You have diversified your product portfolio. Rather you locally manufacture, you directly import, maybe risk mitigation, and then you have to go for the new market. So you search new markets with the new product range, maybe diversification. So this is how you have to connect, not just read, understand, connect with the relevant concepts, theories and the model. For example, case study doesn't talk about corporate strategy, the name and the models and theories, but you need to connect into the relevant models and theories. Because when you write proper answers, solutions, we expect, combine the relevant associated theories and the models into your practical solution. So likewise, you can see how the structure, weighted average has been given for this, and then what is your expected role as a good case study, a solution maker. So I'm going to talk a few more things about it. So this is the assessment methodology. You all know very well section 1 and the section 2. Section 1 is going to be 20 marks for your final assessment. but where I do direct deal with this one, section 2, is 80% contribution to your overall grade. It's a big deal, isn't it? And if you looked at here, you can see how the story comes, especially those who are going to sit for the first time. They need some more hands-on ideas and experiences how the deal is going to be. You get around say 1 month before the overall pre-scene, and then you can get ready with that. So once the pre-scene case study is published, we also conduct sessions based on that, giving some potential hints, potential directions, how you should prepare yourself for this. And the exam date, you get your final one, what you call unseen document. So don't get panic, pre-scene and unseen. Actually, the pre-scene is proper readiness for you, right? If you properly work out and if you properly assume and think, the exam days, what the document you receive cannot, confuse you or make you panic. That's your readiness. So we definitely make you ready for that. Don't worry about it. And when you receive the document, how you have to, do your homework properly for that. Now this is our section 2, right? Let me go for that. Right. This is what I want to highlight you. See, about the pre-scene material. Once you received it, parallel to our sessions, you also have your role to play. First, read and summarize or analyze. We call case synthesization. Maybe like 7-page document, 8-page document, but you can nicely synchronize into 2-page document, like what you call mind map, information mind mapping. When you do that, normally you looked at here how the case story, the case study content, case story is organized. Usually, you will find case studies or case stories that includes industry, that include the company vision, mission, goals and objectives, product range, customers, processes, challenges faced by the company, right? And then write up relevant to accounting, finance, policies, procedures of the organization, what went wrong, what went nicely with the company, all, pluses and minuses will be there. So you will read and you will summarize, and then you make sure, okay, so as per it indicates, the company has done a wrong, cost management policy. It has resulted issues for their overhead management problems. It has impacted to the wrong pricing strategy into the market, and the finally company lost its market share by 3%. You can see how the story incidents are interconnected. So you must think, okay, wouldn't there be a question to propose working capital management strategy, your new costing model strategy for this organization? Parallel to our support sessions, what you learned so far for last few years, now you connect into the big picture and then say for a business solution, how the costing, cost management, management accounting knowledge you would use to propose proper costing model for organization. This is how you must train your thinking to become a successful candidate for this integrated business case study. So going forward, I'll tell you one hint for you. Most of the time what we have seen is the first paragraph, second paragraph of maybe first and second parts of the case study, that's the best way to say. It talks about environment challenges, what company has faced. Environmental dynamics took place during last 5 years. And probably the question comes you to analyze industry attractiveness, maybe like these models like Porter's 5 forces model. So when you read the case study, you have to understand, okay, so these are the, rivalries within the industry. So this is how the substitution product sources, negatively impacted the company's or industry's sustainability. And the case study talks about some threat of new entrants, how the government has blocked it. As an industry, including your company, other 3 or 4 giant companies, they have done a lobby to the government to protect the local industry. Maybe that is to reshape threat of new entries. So when you read the case study story, the incidents, your mind should connect. Okay, I can understand now this incident connects to the micro-environmental factors. And then you can double check the previous papers. Maybe it has asked question about application of the industry analysis. Then the relevant models just practice it. Right? When you provide answers in future sessions, we will guide you how to present an answer, not write in answer. Writing, you write like paragraph. Presentation, summarizing, clear impact, and the explanations. There are techniques to do that. We will definitely share that knowledge with you. So look at, in a case study, you can expect something about the industry. Same way, you can expect potential question about industry analysis as well. So then your mind is now clear and cool. Okay, in a case study, we should get ready for industry analysis related question. Same way, you can find it talks about product range, company vision, mission, how company was transformed after the first generation. Maybe the case study talks about after 20 years of its starting, the third generation person came back from US to Sri Lanka, and he or she has had been appointed as one of the directors, and this is how he or she has done the initial changes to the organizational structure and maybe the business thinking and the business vision and the mission. So when you have seen the document talks about new vision comes, new mission comes, corporate values are defined. So you can understand, okay, it provides a hint like the company is going to diversify, going to expand its business into other industries. Maybe it's like a bakery company, like previous example you would have seen. Maybe it's like a tea manufacturing company, but its vision is now talking about the quality of life of consumers. Not only tea, not only for bakery products, quality of life. So this indicates a potential question you to propose is business diversification, industry expansions, even stakeholder management strategy, because future your business should be expanded. So likewise, always read the content and get your mind ready to predict the potential questions. Even we also do guide it, but you also have to have a role for that. And normally in a case study, you get stakeholders information, customers information, competitors information. When you have seen a paragraph, 2 or 3 paragraphs talking about customers, right? So it gives some hints where company has stuck in one customer segment. Now when they talks about the institutional customers should also be focused in future, but it hasn't given a clear, clear indication or clear set of information how company has done the business to business customer diversification or customer group expansion or target market expansions. So why not you predict a question related to, growth strategies, competitive strategies relevant to future customer segment expansion, where you can propose this company should expand its target market into institutional segment or what you call B2B segment, B2G, business to government segments, likewise. So this is how, just rather you read the information about customers, when you read, you try to understand what are the drawbacks of existing client base. If you happen to get a case study like furniture industry case study and just look at other furniture brands operate in Sri Lanka, how their product range has been expanded. We also give that information, but you also should have that, kind of observational role for that. Think on industry, practical side. Then you can easily predict. Rather predict, you can go to the previous papers and see how the question pattern, right? How many questions being asked about environment analysis, value chain analysis, new cost modeling and analysis, or sustainability related business questions. How the students, had been asked to propose sustainability expansion strategy. So then you check your document is also talking about sustainability, but it hasn't talked anything about the company's strategy for sustainability. Right? Maybe a shared economy approach, maybe conversion of your traditional sourcing into, recycling approach. The company has attempted to get environment management system related standards. So then it gives you a prediction that yes, we should get ready for sustainability related value chain related question or business expansion questions, corporate ethics and governance for that. So you get ready. So likewise, you can find even challenges faced by the company, and then you can find, especially if you looked at in line with the weighted average, you have seen like taxing, accounting, finance side, but the portion you have to get ready, whether it's 15%, 5% likewise. So even a case study, at the end you get annexures. In the annexures, you can find some finance data, the costing data, pricing data, right? And apart from this quantitative data, probably there would be some annexures about a qualitative aspect. Now there's a trend for that qualitative aspect, like sustainability, inclusivity, right? Information ethics of the organization. So it's a vast thing. So probably you can expect the question related to information ethics and sustainability. So what sort of initiatives company should have taken, or else company should take in future. So whilst we are supporting you to organize those possible solution for possible question, you also have to think how to do it, right? Based on the industry. If it is a finance service industry, maybe furniture industry, maybe a tile industry, tire manufacturing industry, or tea industry, you just looked at surrounding the world, what's happening. Now we all know about digital transformation, right? Now all our business models are transformed into digital business model. So why not you think how to renovate, innovate the company's business model with the digital strategy. These are your practical thinking as well. So even these things will, guarantee your answer to become a quality answer, well acceptable answer. So likewise, if you look at all these contents, case study structure, how it's been organized, I said lastly you get annexure. Annexure mainly deals with finance data, costing data, or quantitative data basically. But perhaps, and apart from this, the finance data, there will be, as I mentioned, some qualitative information, major incidents, maybe some snapshot of the MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, company has recently signed with one of the Indian companies, maybe Chinese companies, or maybe another local giant company. So you can understand whether it's going to be then diversification, backward integration, forward integration, Or is it something related to JV, joint venture, or merging, the acquisition? So merging, acquisition, joint venture don't only look at finance angle. It's not only about finance and getting the capital structure and all this stuff. It's beyond that. Risk strategy, risk diversification strategy, maybe market development strategy. Maybe you create entry barrier for the foreign companies to come to Sri Lanka. So there are things beyond the normal line. So likewise, what I want to mainly highlight in our today's introductory session, when you write, get ready, when you provide solutions for a case study, even the name of the module goes as integrated case study, and transform your mind into integrated thinker as well. Please love it, when you deal with the case study, it's not like hard and fast, one sort of framed answer. There will be different logical answers where you can provide for your case study. The student has reasonable freedom to think beyond the normal line, normal framework. Even this is what we encourage as relevant teachers for you. And when you receive the pre-scene, it's like your first homework starting, where average people, students read it. The people who would follow us will understand it's not reading, it's summarizing, synthesizing, integrating, how to connect incident, what is mentioned in the case study, into theories, models, and the major concepts, as it mentioned your syllabus even. Does it related to risk management? Yes. So then your mind says, okay, then I should read some theories, models, concepts related to risk management. Suddenly new director came and he has initiated new corporate governance principle. But in accounting standards and others, it mentioned about how the governance ethics should be framed within the well set up rules and regulation standards. So you just think, for this company, one side it talks about going for new industry diversification, what sort of corporate governance it should adhere. This is what we call connect. Read the case study, summarize, then properly understand the case study, connect to relevant models, theories, and concepts, connect to the potential question. Obviously, we will guide you, but you need to have your inner role for that. So this is what I want to highlight as another point when you get ready for the case study preparation. And you can see here how the assessment snapshot C1, worth 80 marks of total 100. Obviously, to pass the case study module, must get 40 marks out of 80, must get 10 marks out of 20 to pass the contemporary issues assignment. You can see that part A, this is part B I'm talking about, 80%. It's a 3-hour question paper, but I would say it's more than 3-hour deal. It's more than that, because you are lucky you get the document in advance, and there will be a lot of coaching, guiding, motivating sessions for you from our team. And you have definitely a free thinking and the pre-thinking opportunity. Being open book examination, we never expect, your examiners never expect you to explain theories, just discuss theories, but connect. Relevancy, very important. Even our team, including myself, will guide you how to understand the key word of the question. When the question being asked about discuss, critically evaluate, critically examine, evaluate, examine, discuss, relate, recommend, you are expected in a different way, especially when you deal with open book examination for the case study. The case study is been bread and butter to me in my university life as a professor, even as a resource person to some of the professional qualification, even for the foreign programs. This is what I have seen. I'm a loving customer for case studies. Why not you? It's not something that ugly subject of integrated business case study. It has a lot of opportunities for you to come out with the creative answers, logical answers, and then you can get kind of prior readiness. Okay, these are the 5 areas I'll be focusing, and these are the theories and the model I will definitely use to support my answer. And these are the additional information I have collected from the industry, practical insights that even you can connect it. And read last 2-3 years papers and see the question pattern. That also matters you to get some prediction. What sort of question would come to you? Rather, everyone talks about, yes, vision is this, mission is this. No, for this company, if the question comes to propose your new vision and new mission, how I should look at integrated, holistic set of stakeholders. The current vision just talk about industry and the company, but now we have talked about industry, company, community, competitor, customer, and the parties who are interested on sustainability. How I should prepare my mission accordingly. As it seems and indicates, this company should go for related and non-related diversification. So what sort of diversification strategies and the options this company should do, you should be able to, propose it. And how to critically examine what the company has done for maybe for corporate restructuring. Right? It has done a corporate restructuring, maybe after a little merge happened, or you acquired a small company. How the company has decided the new management style or structure, where you can have second thought. No, that's not the way. It should have been this way. When the question asks, critically evaluate and recommend. So you recommend, this is the best way of managing your main company and the company you acquired, maybe small player in the industry. So I'm summarizing for the last part of the first session. Case study reading, case study synthesizing or analyzing is a must, and connect to relevant theories and models. That's your smartness. Case study is a story. It has a nice flow. So each story, each flow, you will get some incidents, functions, models, processes. Some are related to HR, finance, marketing, accounting, digital transformation, ethical issues. So you have to see as a strategist, not as an accountant, how I should look at each and every part of this to provide a good solution. Suddenly it comes with asking question about culture and leadership. There are models for culture, models for leadership. Read them, summarize it in your mind, and see and try to understand in future how this company should go for probably example transformational leadership. New board of directors, how they should act on that. Likewise, every incident reported in the case study will direct you, will provide you a hint what sort of theories, models you have to connect with that. And join us for the future programs, future sessions. Not only myself, we have a brilliant team. So each and every area, based on the previous case studies, we guide you. Based on the preceding case study, we guide you. But only request I want to make, love this. And take this as interesting assignment, rather kind of a hectic. People always have like perception, it's a very difficult thing, pass rate, fail rate. No, forget about this past data. You must focus about your talent, your focus, be a good student, good follower of what we say, and you must have your independent think as well. And once the pre-seen case study is released, we will speed up our contribution to you further, and then you can work with us and you can think the way we guide you. Finally, job is done. So this is what the first session, main content, main message I wanted to give you. So there you are, opportunities with you to work with us in future. And all the best. We will come out with a good strategy, very customized strategy, because you are our most important customers. We want to see you get good results and the high flying colors and be a very good business professional in future. Thank you. See you soon.